Well, in the past 6 years, Democrats in the Senate have filibustered bills and nominations 589 times. In the past 6 years, 589 times. Now, less than 1 year into the Biden presidency, they've suddenly declared that the filibuster is unfair and it's overused. So they're planning to remake the Senate in their own image, where the voice of the minority is no longer heard and no longer respected. That's the plan for the Democrats. Stop allowing the minority voice to be heard. To be clear, the debate this week is not about voting rights. Federal courts already have the full ability to stay any law in any jurisdiction in any state in America that suppresses any voter or any group of voters. That's in federal law right now. This whole conversation about voter suppression is already protected by federal courts right now. The debate this week that Senator Schumer is bringing is about silencing the voice of the minority in the Senate and everyone that we represent, literally silencing half the country. This is not about protecting our republic or our election. This is about Democrats in Washington taking over every election in every state. This is about Senator Schumer's power. That's what this is all about. He's willing to destroy more than 2 centuries of tradition in the Senate to get his way. That's not my opinion. Actually, that's Senator Schumer's opinion. Senator Schumer, just a few years ago, stood on the floor of the Senate and said, I hope the Republican leader and I can, in the coming months, find a way to build a firewall around the legislative filibuster, which is the most important distinction between the Senate and the House. Senator Schumer continued saying this, without the 60-vote threshold for legislation, the Senate becomes a majoritarian institution like the House, much more subject to the whims of short-term electoral change. No senator would like to see that happen. So let's find a way to protect the 60-vote rule for legislation. I agree with that, Senator Schumer. I also agree with Dick Durbin. When in 2018, Dick Durbin was asked about the legislative filibuster, and he said, I would tell you it would be the end of the Senate as it was originally devised and created, going back to our founding fathers. I also agree with the 27 other Democrat senators that wrote a letter to Mitch McConnell and to Senator Schumer in 2017 asking for there to be no changes in the legislative filibuster. In that letter, they wrote this, we're asking you to join us in opposing any effort to curtail the existing rights and prerogatives of senators to engage in full, robust, and extended debate as we consider legislation before this body and in the future. I would tell you they asked me to join them in opposing any effort to change the legislative filibuster. I agree. I will. And that is completely my plan to be able to do that. We will not allow them to silence half the country.